So a few months ago, I posted a short about turning my master grade boxes into wall art. I've gotten a couple more since then, and I think it's time we add these up to the collection, right up here above the door. Perfect spot for some of these smaller boxes, honestly. I really love how these things turned out. They really just add a little bit of pop to the wall, and I really love all the art on all these master grades, so I felt like a waste not to do it, as well as some pictures from the manuals, but that can be another video. There's a couple different methods to get your box arts into wall art. I keep it simple. I like to have my command strips, some tape, scissors, and a box to fold over the edges, and I'll show you that here in just a bit. First step, obviously you're going to want to get your box and see these little flaps that are going to be on all the corners. You're going to want to tear these off. Hopefully a little better than what I did here. Once you've got your box all flattened out, it's time to get some cutting. We're basically going to be cutting off those edges that we just peeled off so we can get a nice flat surface to work with that'll make it really easy to turn these boxes into canvases. Once you've got all your edges cut, you're basically going to be left with a flat piece of cardboard, which is exactly what we're going to want because it's going to be essential for whenever we try to add some extra depth to this before we put it on the wall. I showed my nippers box earlier, and this is where it's going to come in. Basically, we're going to take all the edges of these and we're just going to kind of flatten them over the box. You don't have to have a nipper box, honestly, just something kind of flat and small. Realistically, it can be whatever size you want it to. I like mine a little shorter, but again, no wrong answers really. You're just going to want to make sure you keep the edges flat, keep them smooth, and do that for all the edges, so that way whenever we turn it into a canvas, it doesn't have a lot of protruding sides. And with all the edges tapered down, now it's time for tape. These are the smallest boxes I've worked with so far, so actually taping them down is a bit different than usual. It also doesn't help that I didn't have any duct tape on hand, which is actually what I would probably recommend over this masking tape. It doesn't hold as well and you have to use a lot more of it to get the job done, and as you see here, yeah, it didn't get the job done. So we have to switch up the flow a little bit, and we're going to focus mainly on the edges here. Make sure we get these two connection pieces nice and taped down. We'll do that for both the edges, and then we're going to do a little bit of an extra job on the side with some extra bits of holding down pieces. Something else that occurred with this one being so much smaller than the others is these top flaps kind of create this big gap in the back of the box. It's kind of hard to work with, and I didn't think would work really well up against the wall, so we gotta tape that down somehow. Give me a second. I think I know what I'm gonna do here. Yeah, so I didn't do anything crazy. Just a couple pieces extra to hold it down on both sides. Nothing much, but because they're not so heavy, I think the masking tape will hold. Time will definitely tell on that. But with all three done, now we should have something that looks like this, almost like little books. Now all that's left to do is to hang them up on the wall, and for that, we're gonna need these command strips. I've tried a couple different methods, but these by far have worked the best. I've used just tape, I've used sticky tack, a whole bunch of different methods. These by far have stuck up the best. And what I like to do is I like to go ahead and get them latched together beforehand, because they've got that nice extra bit of this little bit right here, and it's got it on both ends, so it helps keep dirt, hair, dust from getting on before I'm ready to actually get them on the wall. Typically for the bigger boxes, I like to use like 3, maybe even 4, but for these smaller ones, we're going to try out 2 and see how our luck goes. Then once you have your command strips in place, take out that last little bit of plastic, and these suckers are ready to hang up. I know it's not much of a difference, but here is the before pic one more time. Again, just a lot of white that I don't really like, so we're gonna go ahead and put these guys up. I think these box arts look really great on the wall, especially with that little extra bit of depth. If you guys like this or found this tutorial helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. Helps me. We're trying to reach 5,000. We're going to do a giveaway once we get there, and maybe we'll do some extra tutorials if you guys are interested. Let me know down in the comments below.